Hey everybody, Chad McNabb driving in East Tennessee again. This time I am coming into the Fountain City neighborhood of Knoxville, which is the northernmost neighborhood of Knoxville. Fountain City used to be an unincorporated area up until the 1960s, and then 1960s it was annexed into the city of Knoxville. And Fountain City has, I think, around 40,000 population. We're about to come into the kind of the downtown area where you have the Fountain City Park and the fountain of Fountain City. Sharp's Ridge in the background with all those antennas. Those are all the like TV and radio stations antennas in Knoxville. Fountain City Park is here on my right. You'll see the fountain here in a minute. Fountain City is a mix of incomes. You have some nicer, higher income areas of Fountain City, some middle and some lower income areas of Fountain City. Same with your housing. You're going to have some nicer, newer subdivisions. You're going to have some older, nicer subdivisions. And then you're going to have some houses that are a little older, that's run down, that need some renovation done to them. Coming up here is Cedar Lane. You turn left right here at this red light, you'll go out to where Knox Central High School is at, which is a high school for some Fountain City. Out Cedar Lane right there on my right, you'll have a lot of residential area. In between here and the Interstate 640, which is a little south of here, a couple miles, is where a lot of residential area at. A lot of houses, apartment complexes. This is going to be your main shopping area right here on Broadway. Except if you go back over here on Cedar Lane or cut back through here, you'll go back over to the Clinton Highway area, which is on the western side of Fountain City, and Clinton Highway, that area, and Merchants Drive has a lot of big shopping commercial area too. There's a Walmart over there, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's. Of course, Knoxville has a bus system called CAT, Knoxville Area Transit, and that's about only public transportation you're going to get in Knoxville. So if you live here, you're going to need a car unless you can just get by riding the bus, or maybe live in downtown and don't want to go anywhere. But you're going to, that's the only public transit you have. Which is like most cities in Tennessee, like even Nashville, really only has a bus for public transportation. Krispy Kreme over here on my left. said, there's a Dare Lane up here's another road that has a lot of residential area. Two on the left, there's a little bit of go for a couple miles on my left residential area. Especially now in the springtime when you have the Dogwood Arts Festival, the Dogwood Art Trail, you'll have a lot of people. The dogwoods are in bloom. Come up through here, it's really nice to drive through. But we're getting close now to Interstate 640, which is the northern bypass interstate that goes around downtown Knoxville. And then we'll be out of Fountain City into North Knoxville, which is not actually the northernmost part of Knoxville. Fountain City is, but since Fountain City wasn't incorporated until the 60s, then this area of Knoxville is North Knoxville. It's still called North Knoxville. Right here is 640. And you have Sharp's Ridge right here in front of me. All those TV antenna where there may be a park up there. I believe there is a park on top of the Sharp's Ridge, and then there's also some mountain biking trails, some really hardcore mountain biking trails, and then in South Knoxville, there's another area that has some really nice mountain biking trails. Now we're about to come into North Knoxville. North Knoxville too is kind of similar to Fountain City, maybe a little average less income than Fountain City. You're going to have some older neighborhoods that are, people have kept their houses up, but you're also going to have some houses that have gone into disrepair and need to be renovated. And then the closer you get to downtown, a lot of the older houses have been bought and renovated. There's Whittle Springs Golf Course over here on my left if you go this road. Of course, there used to be, if you would cut over here, you could go several miles off of the 640 and go over to East Town Mall. But East Town Mall started to decline in popularity several years ago, and it was shut down, and I think it's being turned into an Amazon facility now. But now West Town Mall on Kingston Pike in West Knoxville is still very popular mall. Still has a lot of nice shopping area in it. Apple Store, Cheesecake Factory. Of course, like I said, in general, West Knoxville, West Knox County is your highest income in Knox County. Farragut, Hardin Valley. North Knoxville's a mix. South Knoxville's a mix. And East Knoxville is your lowest income neighborhood. The highest crime of any in Knox County. Say North Knoxville too has certain right up in this area a little bit further. Some neighborhoods probably with a little higher crime rate. But like I said, you have nicer areas, some nice areas too through here. Some nicer neighborhoods, especially the older neighborhoods that have been renovated. You can see in the distance, that's the old St. Mary's Hospital, that tall building up there, but it's been shut down. St. Mary's has been bought by the city of Knoxville to be used for the police and fire department. But these two neighborhoods on my left right here are really nice older neighborhoods. Fairmount and Emeryland neighborhoods. They have a median and well manicured road that goes through them. on my left is the WBIR Channel 10 TV station. That's that's probably the most popular TV station in Knoxville. It's NBC affiliate, I think. Washington Pike is another highly older residential area. It's got a nice older neighborhood called Old North Knoxville. Over here is Knox Fulton High School. I'm going to go up to this Littleton Avenue area and come back out to a area called Happy Holler. There's Fulton High School up here on the right. Fulton High School had several really good football teams in the past 10-15 years. I said over here is the old St. Mary's Hospital too, coming up in a minute. Right here on the right. Getting renovated by the city of Knoxville. Some of these neighborhoods on my left are part of an historic district that have been designated as an historic district and has some renovation. But really, here in a minute, there's some really nicer, older, historic neighborhoods. Once I get back to Broadway, like 4th and Gill. Shepherd Street. But we're getting close to the Happy Holler community over here on Central Avenue. And it's got a lot of, it's kind of like a gentrifying area. A lot of your younger people, even people started living over here, started taking some of the old businesses and renovating them and opening up some bars, food truck area over here. So there is a cat bus for the Knoxville right there. Then Central Street all the way will take you back into the old city neighborhood next to downtown Knoxville.
Looking for a big out now. This is an off-speed pitch, strike on the outside.
So back to the right is probably the rougher area of North Knoxville, where you got a little more higher crime. Here it is, Central Avenue, and coming into Happy Holler. Downtown's not that far from here. Some new bars, restaurants in this area. There's the sign for Happy Holler. Three Rivers Market, grocery and deli. there's a big club. That is the oh dang, I forget what that club is, or that it's called. Looky here. Now we're coming into, like I told you, this area is really gentrified here in the past several years. Here's the food trucks here on my left. Here is Broadway. Like I said, turn back left on Broadway. There's a lot, some of your old historic neighborhoods with older houses from the early 1900s that have been renovated. Old Gray Cemetery here on the right. If you keep going, the old, I believe it's, maybe mistaken, it might be an African American cemetery. Here's another bar right here on my left, not the Next Level Brewing Company. Of course, you have a lot of those are in this area too. Local breweries. Here on my left is the old Knoxville High School that's been renovated into retirement apartments. Here's another little like these older buildings on my right over here are apartments and condos. And now we're coming into the old city. The old city is a lot of old industrial buildings that have been turned into apartments. Like here on my left right here is the old Martha White flour factory. It's been turned into a apartment building. Then here on my right is a pretty new apartment condo building, the Marble City Market, and on the bottom it has a food hall in the bottom front of it. And here's the Mill and Mine Event Center. Have a lot of different events like weddings, proms, stuff like that. Taco restaurant. And here is the Marble City Market and an apartment complex. Food halls right there. Now we're coming on to Gay Street. Gay Street is the main street that runs through downtown Knoxville. Of course, now too, the University of Tennessee school's back in session, so you have a lot of your college students back in town. Most of all these buildings are apartment buildings, except for maybe the bottom floors, which are some retail commercial buildings and office buildings. I'm gonna go back down into the old city. This is Jackson Avenue. Over here on my left is the modern distilling and pour tap room in the old railroad terminal building. These are all older industrial buildings that are now, I think that's a Hotel the Daniel, restaurants, apartments on the top floors. And this is your main nightlife area of Knoxville, and along with Market Square. Yeah, a lot of these are Barley's Tap Room right out there, straight out on the right. It's a big sports bar here. Lonesome Dove, Western Bistro. There's the Jig and Reel, Scottish pub. You got Hannah's Club, Cafe, and nightclub here on my left. Wagon Wheel restaurant, bar club. Southern Grit right here on the left, restaurant. These two new buildings on my left are two new apartment buildings that have been built in the past couple of years. There's an alley. And you have the Merchants of Beer over here on the right, which is usually a pretty crowded place. I'm gonna go back up here and turn back around and go back into the downtown the main area of downtown, Market Square area, which is also a very popular place for nightlife and eating, restaurants, retail, some bars. We'll go up here on Summit Hill and turn back around, and I'll show you my favorite view coming into downtown Knoxville. Keep going straight on this road, you'll go into East Knoxville, which, like I said, is the lowest income, highest crime area of Knoxville. Except you have the Chilhowee Park is in East Knoxville, which is a big park in East Knoxville where they have the Tennessee Valley Fair and a lot of other fairs and activities. And then right off the interstate in East Knoxville is the Knoxville Zoo. Hopefully you can see that view of downtown Knoxville. It's my favorite view of downtown coming into downtown. And then in the very eastern part of East Knoxville, you have the old Holston Hills subdivision community, which is an older community with a lot of nice older houses and a Holston Hills golf course close to the Holston River. But that's going to be the end of my video of the Fountain City, North Knoxville, Old City, Happy Holler. If you want to see more of Knoxville, East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, just leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching this video and have a nice day.